I never learned what happened to Jaeger.
Lambert had him picked up. He's still in custody. Dufresne looked for him, but not too hard. But let's get back to you. Your first assignment for the JBA was to rob a train in New York?
A private train used by a bank to transfer liquid assets without drawing attention.
Did you know what the money was for?
No, but Emile didn't want any witnesses. He ordered me to kill anyone I came across. Lambert told me the exact opposite. 0 casualties.
Who supplied your equipment for this robbery?
Lambert was posing as an arms dealer. He sold equipment to Dufresne so I could still have access to my usual gear.
Fisher, Enrica, the train has already arrived and the valuables are being loaded on board. We will be hijacking the train, but we still need the code to its vaults. Fisher will obtain that from the station chief. If you encounter anyone, strike first and leave no potential witnesses alive. Fisher, you will notice I've given you only part of the equipment you requisitioned. We have a new supplier, but if you want more equipment, you have to earn it. Dufresne out. Fisher, you will notice I've given you only part of the equipment you requisitioned. We have a new supplier, but if you want more equipment, you have to earn it. Dufresne out.
Here's where we go our separate ways.
The station is that way. Give me a boost. I'm going to the security room. I'll deactivate the fan so you can access the vent.
Keep me posted if anything happens.
I see you've done this sort of thing before.
Remember, Sam, these are civilians ahead. No casualties.
Emile said no witnesses. He'll be suspicious if I leave anyone alive.
You have your orders, Sam. Do what's best.
What's up, ladies and gents? I'm your host, Infiltrating 1, and welcome back to more Splinter Cell Double Agent, the OG Xbox edition. This is our Ghost walkthrough with minimal amount of contact with any enemies, no perceivement of Sam himself, and hopefully you guys enjoy the challenge. This is called Money Train, very difficult mission to do. If you want to see how it was done, make sure you check out the live stream as well, and you can see the frustration that was caused towards the end of this mission, but otherwise everything else is pretty easy to get through if you do it in the manner that I am. Of course, we're going to be having to use a lot of taking out lights in this particular mission, especially if you want to do this without taking anyone out. There's only going to be one person in the entire mission where we absolutely 100% no way around have to take out. But other than him, everyone else is fair game to try to get around, and hopefully I'm able to make you be able to do this as well. I've tried to make it as easy as possible. However, the last 2 train cars at the end of the mission proved to be very, very difficult, as well as they don't always work. So therefore, that might be the only section where you'll have to kind of redo a few times until you can get the proper one. But everything else here will pretty much happen every single time you do it. So just follow exactly what I've been doing here. You got to remember that this is the original OG edition, so movement is very, very finite. You need to be very careful with how you move, and since this is on Elite, you need to be extra careful because enemies can hear and see things even better than what you might actually think. So I know I took a little bit of a hiatus from playing this game, but sometimes you need to do that in order to give yourself a little bit of a breather. For me, when I play a specific game series or game for too long a period of time, my mind just doesn't want to play it anymore. I kind of get tired of gaming. It's just an ADHD thing, but that's why we need to take a little bit of a break every now and then. Break is over, and it is time to get back into this headstrong. So thank you for all the love and support of everybody that was in the chat when we were going through this level. It means a lot to me. You guys are awesome. You're my rock. And hopefully I've been able to make your days go by a little bit easier with these videos as well. So don't forget to leave a like and make sure you join our Discord, which is discord.gg/Sinistream01, where you can talk about all the Splinter Cell games, all the stealth games, any game, and just feel like you're part of a community. The links are always in the description, and I urge everyone to please check those links out because, of course, those links go to either help the channel or following us on different types of social media so you can be up to date on when new videos are going to be coming out as well as live streams. So here we're going to wait for this guy right here. So he's going to do a cross pattern. Now, the guy next to him that you're going to see in just a second, he can do two things. Either he can stay on this side and do his work, his welder work, or he's going to go to the other side. This could be done no matter where he goes. However, if he is already welding on the other side of the train and you try to leave, he will see you automatically. So you do have to change it up a little bit, but I assure you most of the time he's going to follow this pattern, and you just need to wait until this guard is passed, and then you can move forward. Now, there are other ways of going throughout this room. We took a different way. Remember, we climbed the pipe and then went around. There's also a little area that you can go into, like kind of a vent in the ground or whatever, that allows you to go in an opposite direction. But that one, I fear, is much, much more difficult. This one is definitely a lot stealthier.
I have some good news for you. I've hacked the security center's cameras and can tell you where the station chief is.
Don't keep me in suspense.
He's 2 rooms north of you, talking with one of the guards. How's that for useful information?
I should take you on all my train robberies.
You say the nicest things. Enrica out.
All right, so we're going to do a little save up here, and then we're going to head up. This next section can be quite difficult, especially when you're not taking anyone out. You're going to have 2 guards in a room. You're going to try to get around both of them without taking them out. You're going to have to distract the one guard that's in the room, and I'll explain why in just a few moments.
Okay. The security cameras have been fed a 20-minute loop of all clear. You don't have to worry about surveillance.
I'm impressed.
Get used to it.
Kid,
Just last year.
you're just a baby. Get a load of this. I served through the blackout of '08.
You lived through that?
Hell, I was out in the middle of it.
For those of you that don't know, they're actually talking about the events of Splinter Cell Chaos Theory with the blackout in '08. So here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to OCP one of the TVs and stay right here.
wide open.
He is going to say something, but his head's going to turn left, so that's why you want to stay right here. Then you want to OCP another TV on the right of that, and then move back into this corner. The only time he moves from the position that he is in is if you OCP 2 monitors. So you have to do 2, otherwise it will not work. Once he comes back, he no longer turns his head to the left, he just keeps his head straight. Therefore, you're allowed to get up against here and kind of wait until the correct timing to go. Because if you don't do any of those distractions, his head is veered to the left, and he will see you anytime you enter or go over to this door, which is why you need to do the 2 distractions on the TVs or the monitors in order for him not to look in this direction. So once this guy is moving, then we can go ahead and move in. Don't worry about the cameras. Remember, they're on a loop for 20 minutes. Here, we're going to go ahead and do a split jump to get ourselves into the next position.
Cover right now.
I don't have a lot of options here.
Now, you can do this here, or you could do it somewhere else, but right here is the closest next to this door, so I think it's the best place to do it, so you can hurry up and get down and get through this area fast before the other guys come back. Once he is down and out, what you want to do is use your scanning and go ahead and grab the vault code and the security code, which is 2833.
Attention. The vault is now closed. All currency has been loaded onto the vault car. The train will be leaving the station shortly. Security is now code green. Repeat. Security is code green.
Depending on what you want to do, you can either take him out or not. That's up to you.
Before it leaves the station and get to the driver. Fisher, the station chief should be just ahead. Get the code from him, and then kill him.
Belay that order, Sam. Do not kill the chief. No casualties.
Of course, you guys know me. We're going for a very innocent, good guy approach, even though it's very hard to do a good guy approach when you have to kind of balance the power between good and evil. It's very difficult to do.
All currency has been loaded onto the vault car. The train will be leaving the station shortly. Security is now code green. Repeat, security is code green.
Well done. Now, board the train before it leaves the station and get to the driver. Fisher, you left the chief alive. Do not disappoint me again.
You did well, Sam. Kept your cool in spite of Dufresne.
So there's exactly a moment when you can actually move forward. It's wait until he is at a 45-degree angle in your direction. He will then turn straight. That is when you want to actually move, and he should not see you. I never got caught once here, although it could be different on your playthrough depending on which system that you're running this game on. Again, I'm playing this on the Xbox Series X, and it is the original OG edition. So wait, do not move up. If he's looking in this direction, do not move up. He will see you automatically, even though you're technically not in any light. So once he starts moving forward, then you can put yourself on the next pipe, and then go ahead and lift your legs. Don't worry about the camera. The camera will never see you here with your legs up like this. But I'm just going to wait until the camera is looking in the opposite direction when I drop down, because sometimes cameras, for whatever reason, can still see you in the dark. I don't know why. Alright, so you've pretty much almost completed the entirety of the first section, meaning that all we have left after this point is the bullet train, which is definitely not as good as
Get on the back of the train.
Pandora Tomorrow. But it still is quite fun. It's just it wasn't meant to be completely stealth like we're going to try to.
Everything loaded up? Neat as you could ask for. We're golden.
Sweet. Maybe we can get home early tonight.
You say that every...
It looks good from here, Sam. That was some nice work.
Feeling is mutual. You can relax now. I'll take it solo from here.
I wouldn't want to cramp your style. Just be careful, all right?
Remember, folks, every good spy shuts the door behind him. Always remember that.
Hey, what was that sound?
So here it's very, very simple what you're going to do. It's just pretty much a method I like to call the light whistle. So we're going to be taking out a light and then follow that up with a whistle to get the guy's attention. We're going to be using this in a few different instances throughout this part of the level. Really, it's the only thing you can do because of the fact that you don't really have any distraction
Just remember
items.
3 things. The first is that you have to disable the train's communications capability so they can't warn anyone when we change tracks. You only have 8 minutes, so hurry. The second thing is, don't worry about the paper money. Emil only wants the gold and the diamonds in the locked cars. And finally, be careful, all right?
All right, so here we're going to immediately shoot this light. You want to watch out for the camera. Make sure the camera is pointed directly at you, then move, and then it won't see you when you come into this little bit of light right there. Here, what you're going to want to do is as soon as you're out of this thing, stop. This guy will hear you almost every single time. There wasn't a single time that I was able to sneak by this guy without doing something like this. I don't know, maybe it's my version that I'm playing on, the Series X version or whatever, but it just would not happen. You could not move past him. Even if you were going so slow, he just heard everything for whatever reason. I don't know, but just shoot the light and then you should be able to get by him pretty easily. Alright, so this card's straightforward. We just need to shoot a few of the lasers in order to get by. Other than that, that's pretty much it. One thing to note is that sometimes the train will rock your crosshair, and it can actually make you miss. It can be a little frustrating, but I promise you, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It gets a little frustrating that it's rocking you that much that it actually does make you miss. I think that's pretty. I think that's a pretty cool thing that it does there. It actually, as you can see, it bounces up and down whenever you're aimed on something every few seconds.
Cut these cars loose to save the guys inside from the crash and minimize the pileup.
That's what you do to get some extra brownie points with the NSA, of course. Depends on how you want to play it. Here, what you're going to do as soon as you get past this little point right about here, go ahead and get down. Now, what's supposed to happen is you're going to have these enemies. They're going to be coming out, right? However, for whatever reason, it doesn't kill some of them. Usually, they get smacked across the head. But there is actually instances, as you can see, that guy, he made it. And he gets to live to fight another day. This happens a few different times where I actually don't see this little thing take pretty much anyone out. And the moment you get up on the second one, you need to immediately go down because there's going to be 2 more guys that are coming out from the other side that will see you and come up on you. Now, usually I would hear like a thud or something like that that tells me that those guys were hit, but I don't ever remember hearing any thud or anything like that, so I don't know. Maybe some of them made it. You never know. But rinse and repeat what you see here. Where now there's usually a guy down here, so we're going to shoot this here to cause a distraction to get him to come up. I don't know if it actually worked or not because I don't see the guy when I do this. But I assure you that there is a guy that usually is down here that you would either jump on or do this method right here. I don't see a body and I don't see a guy down there, so that tells me I have no idea. I don't know what happened to him. Honestly, I don't remember if anyone comes out here, but I go ahead and play it as if they're going to. So I go all the way to this one right here, and then I immediately drop down. I don't know if someone actually comes up or not. It's just kind of a force of habit since, you know, they usually do come up on everyone. Alright, so now we got the 2 last sections of this train, and it's the hardest, and boy, I got a lot to explain. Make sure you save right here and only save once. Do not save any more than what I just did right there. If you save anything more than that, then you risk ruining their patterns and what they do after you do something specific. Here is the one guy you absolutely 100% have to take out. There are no exceptions. You cannot get by him. The game will not let you do it. He does not move from this point. He only moves towards us. He doesn't move away from us. So we're going to shoot the light and then immediately whistle. Make sure we're in the back and make sure the body's out of the way enough so that they don't see. Get up against on this right side, and then we're going to go here and we're going to grab this. If you've done it in the correct timing, you'll grab this before the other guy will turn around and see you. This only happens when you only save once. If you save more than once, or you do a lot of whistling and you do too many distractions, it changes this completely, as everyone saw in my live stream. But this one actually didn't take too long or hard to figure out once I already knew exactly what to do. Once they were on their way back, we shot the thing, we did another whistle, and then we were able to get by them. This is a little tricky right here, but as you can see, you could do it. And of course, here's the kicker, is that the guards now, they're more on alert, so they're programmed a little differently than when you came in. When you came in, you didn't have to take this light out. But in order to go back, at least in my game, you 100% had to take that light out. And you 100% had to take it out again. For whatever reason, you can't go through this door without them guys seeing you with that light on. So we don't have enough time right now to risk opening the door, and then because Sam's such a good guy, he closes the door. Of course, if I didn't want to close the door, I'd probably just go right through. But so go ahead and do the light again, just so that they don't see. Otherwise, they'll perceive Sam, even though it doesn't count as an alarm or it's against you in any way. But we don't want that, right? This is a no perceivement. No one needs to know that Sam was even there. One thing I want you to take a look at is that Jamie falls through the ground and walks with his head just above the ground at the end of this cutscene. Take a look. He just fell, and now he's walking on the ground. Underneath the ground, should I say. Here, this one didn't take me very long to figure out. So you don't even need to check out this light. All we're going to be doing is going up here. We're going to take out the light that's directly above them. We're going to move up a little bit, and then we're going to do another whistle. So again, a light whistle. And then we're going to immediately move to the right side, or should I say left side of here. And then they are going to get by. Once they do that, you're pretty much good to go, and hopefully you guys enjoyed.
What are you doing?
Getting there faster.
No, we have to stop. There's a wall.
Don't even think about it. Stay cool and you'll be fine.
Hold tight.
Talk to me, Lambert. I've got a bloodbath here.
You promised me no body count on this one, Sam. We need to meet. Pronto. Drop point Charlie, tomorrow night, usual time. Got it?
Oh yeah, I got it.